Hi, this is Katie Taylor here. I wanted to give all of our potential sponsors an update on how the 2025 webinar sponsorship series is going. So this is where you can see our webinars for the year for this series. We have had a number of them sponsored and they've been very successful, and we have a few future ones already chosen. Essentially, we have 6 spots remaining. One of them is for next Wednesday, so we are on a deadline and we are offering a discount on this spot. We are offering $500 off the sponsorship. So instead of $5,000, you're looking at $4,500 to secure this sponsorship spot. So why would you want to sponsor the webinar? Let's cover that. So AMBA has been doing webinars since 2010, give or take a year, but we still have ones from 2010 on our website, so I know we at least started then or before. We've done at least 12 each year since then, and we found that keeping them free for the attendees is the best way to ensure attendance, especially with us offering free CEUs through multiple organizations, including ours. So we offer free CEUs through AMBA, AAPC, and PMI. So not only are you getting to the AMBA customers, but you're also getting AAPC customers and PMI customers. And AAPC customers that are credentialed, they do have a hard time finding free CEUs, and that's thousands upon thousands of people who are certified through AAPC. So we do have a lot of attendees at these free live events, and we are vetting all of our sponsors to ensure that everyone's a good fit for the sponsorship as well. So just a quick look at our numbers. Just so you know that this is legit, I am going to our GoToWebinar system, and this is the one upcoming. We have 1,263 people registered. We are expecting at least 1,500, if not more. And just looking at the registration questions, so all the ones that are starred are required. And you can actually add your own registration question in here if you're the sponsor. Very simple. You just provide the text and we can provide multiple choice options, and you will get that information whenever you get your report. We can also add a poll to be brought up during your 3-minute spot, because you will get 3 minutes in front of every single person that attends the webinar, and it'll be in the recording. So anytime someone watches the recording, they will also see it. We do send out emails. We send out a reminder email 1 day and 1 hour before the webinar starts, and then there's a follow-up email, and these are sent 1 hour after the webinar ends. And you can put a couple of sentences and a custom link into each of these emails. So that's 4 different emails that everyone that's registered will receive. So just looking at some of our stats here, we do a number of meetings where there's not that many attendees, so I'm going to kind of cut out those sessions where they're just meetings. And we'll look at the full year. And we will filter it by high number of registrants and attendees just to make sure we're not catching any of those small meetings. Okay, so I did pull some that aren't necessarily from this series because I pulled them all the way back to last year, but I really wanted to give everyone a feel for our numbers. So in the past year for our live events, we've done 16 different sessions and we've had 19,000 people register for those sessions. We've had 12,000 attend those 16 different sections, a 62% attendance rate overall. So let's get into that. So these are from our Lyles Parker series from last year, down at the bottom. This was the first webinar in the sponsored series. We had 1,153 registrants and 816 attend, and we actually set this up and put it on within like a week's time. So we were really crunched on our time frame there. We had a little bit more time for this one in the series, denial management, and this one was sponsored by RxNT. There were 1,955 registrants and 1,043 attendees. And then this was the next one, and this one was sponsored by Rivet, and we had 1,740 registrants, 946 people attended. And then this one was sponsored by Office Ally. Compliance is everyone's responsibility. And we had 1,760 people register and 1,039 attend. And then last month's for this series, was chiropractic billing and coding. And we had 1,442 people register and 813 attendees attend, even with it being a very specific specialty topic. Now you might be asking yourself, how do we get so many registrants and attendees? We've been doing this for a very long time, and we know which speakers and topics will bring in the attendees year after year, and we really try to stay up to date on the hottest topics for the year and kind of follow along with the trends to make sure we're giving the customers what they want. So what that does for you is that draws in the numbers, because they're going to sign up if they're getting a free CEU from multiple different associations that they're certified through, but they're also getting to hear one of their favorite speakers that they like listening to about a topic that they're excited about. So that's how we're drawing in these big numbers, and the fact that it's free. So we would love to answer any questions that you have. You would continue to receive exposure long after this webinar happens, because we do provide them free to our members in the member portal area. And we have quite a few in here. And we have them as far back as 2010. So this is a lifetime of exposure, basically, for one time fee. Now, if we look at the recording stats, the recording stats here, we've had 484 people view the January webinar about CPT updates, and they're all filling out a form with their name and email too. And the denial management, 351. billing for chronic care management, we've had 96. Compliance is everyone's responsibility, we've had 82. And chiropractic billing and coding, we've had 56. So those are going to have longevity too. The recordings are. And you can actually reach back out in the next quarter after your webinar ends to get an updated lead list, essentially. Now, there are a number of benefits to doing the sponsorship beyond what we've discussed. So you will get the attendee list, we mentioned that. You'll get the 3 minutes at the start of the webinar in front of attendees. You'll get lots of good exposure. You can choose a custom confirmation page. You just give us the link and we put it in. After someone registers, it directs them to that link. And we've already covered the CEU pre-approvals and the topics and the speakers, so you don't have to plan anything, but just show up and do your 3 minutes and provide just a few deliverables beforehand. You can add a custom registration question. We discussed that. Overall, it's a very good opportunity, and it's definitely the best marketing opportunity beyond conference that we are providing this year.